I was pretty poorly. They told my family that they didn't think I was going to make it till the end of the week. My mum told me my diagnosis, which was very severe aplastic anemia. So basically it's bone marrow failure, where my white cells thought my bone marrow was a foreign body, attacked it so much that it killed it off completely. And he told me that for my illness there were two different treatment options. One of them was a bone marrow transplant, and that was a proper cure. The other was this thing called ATG treatment, and with that you get to go back to uni within 6 months. With a bone marrow transplant, it's a complete year off. And he shouldn't have told me that, because then all I wanted was this ATG treatment. I was determined to get back to uni. And so I'm there going, yeah, but I want to go back to uni. I've got a 5-year plan and I know what I'm doing with my life. You can't take that away from me. It was my middle sister that ended up being my donor, and her name's Bethan. Technically I have 2 DNAs now. So I went from diagnosis to transplant within 2 weeks, which is quite quick. Screamed at the first butterfly that I saw because it's just so beautiful and hadn't been outside a solid room for so long. That everything was special again. I came back to university, was like, yes, had a year off, I really want to get back into things. And so at that point I got put on these monthly blood transfusions called immunoglobulin, and in every single bottle there's 10,000 blood donors that go into making one blood transfusion that I then have. And then that's now related to the work that I'm doing. So for my 3rd year course, I have looked about what illness means to me, and so my current project has been a result of how many blood transfusions I've had. I've had 148 blood transfusions in the past 5 years. It was something that I was really interested in doing as part of my degree show piece, was to kind of get the message across about why blood is important and why donating blood is so important to people like me. So my first trust trip, I absolutely loved it. I was really poorly, still using a walking stick, because at one point in the week my walking stick was left up at the helm and I was right down the front of the ship, and I hadn't even realised that I'd walked all the way down the ship without my walking stick. And it was the first moment I realised that I didn't need it anymore. And at that point it gave me the confidence to really start working on losing the stick for good. And before I knew it, I was much healthier, much happier, and able to walk further. All of these sorts of things improved massively thanks to going on the trust trip. And so I made loads of friends that I could actually connect to for the first time. I now volunteer with the trust every summer. I'm one of the graduate volunteers. I go back every year and I love the trust trips. There has not been a trust trip that I've not come away from and disliked. And yet every year I still gain something by going. I can't wait to go back again this summer to find out what my new thing is going to be. I'm really apprehensive about change because I'm not very good with change. But I think it's thanks to the trust trips that has helped with that, because they've kind of instilled this thing within me that it doesn't matter if I don't know what's going to happen next, because something will. And just to trust the fact that the future might not be certain, but there's always something. Hi, I'm Wen, and this is my story. The Trust has helped me build my confidence and improve my mobility.